Okay, in this video we're going to work on loops, and basically it's the same thing as circles and figure eights and funnels. What you want to do is work on each direction of each loop for each flight orientation. As you can see here, I'm doing forward loops from right to left. Basically, as you practice these, what you want to do is just like with circles and figure eights, you want to keep working on these until you can do 5 of them in a row. And then once you get it down to the point where you can pretty comfortably do 5 in a row and you don't mess up the direction, then start working on keeping them centered in front of yourself at a constant speed, at a constant heading. And really what you're working on here is with loops, you want to keep them centered in front of yourself. So you're kind of looking at the heli a lot of times in sideways flight. Now the reason for that is loops just don't look as good if they're flying away from you on the flight line, and really with a loop and to do loop figure eights and really to have full control over the loop, you need to be able to do this and kind of hold it in this sideways orientation, perpendicular to yourself on the flight line. Parallel to yourself on the flight line. Now, as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm kind of just starting each one off. I'm going across in front of myself, and then I'm pulling into the loop. And essentially what you're doing here is when you get to you start to add collective, and at the top you kind of go flat, and then come around, and then you bring it back down and push it again and give it some more collective, and then at the top you let off, and you can kind of pull it around and keep the loop centered in the direction that you want to by managing the collective in different ways. And the other thing I'd mention here is when you do these at the field, and especially when you first get started, take it real slow. You're going to find that your orientation at the field is going to be a little off. I mean, when you sit on a simulator, you're looking at a screen, you don't have to lift your head up, you don't get the different reflections from the sun, and sometimes that can really mess with your head when you're at the field. So once you get these down, you can do 5 in a row. That's when I'd suggest really going out to the field, trying it out, and seeing what you can do. But make sure when you start it off that you do it a couple mistakes high, so that you got that extra margin of error when you start to do some of these inside and outside loops in different directions. And just like anything else, you're going to find here that one of the directions that you work in is going to be a little bit more comfortable than the other. And I don't know why that is, but you'll see in my flight school training guide, level 10, as you go back and work on the directions you're not comfortable with, and that's actually something I'm working on right now too. There's certain ways, and I'm sure in my videos you can see what those directions are, but there's certain things that I'm not even as comfortable with. You just kind of naturally lean towards one certain direction. So as a bonus move here, as you can see, what I'm doing is just a loop vertical figure eight, and it's just a combination of the two moves. It's like any other figure eight that you would do. You just need to work on that. And as a second bonus, you can try some sideways loops.
And there you go. There's learning loops in 5 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed the video.